Right now, great work that we've done in our office, we have about 182 elected officials signed on to this initiative across the state of Kentucky. To give you a perspective on that nationwide, Kentucky is really leading the charge across the nation. The nation has about 388, 182 of those officials are in the state of Kentucky. So we've been out pushing this initiative extremely hard in the beginning. And right now, we've really moved on to phase 2 of this challenge, where we want to start getting our veterans housed with the resources that we've solidified with our public housing authorities across the state. This is our list of county executives that have signed on here right now. So the purpose of the challenge is really, it's a way to solidify partnerships across our public housing authorities and the Veteran Affairs Administration and local state resources that are out there to come together and find a way to end veteran homelessness. This is really important because many of the men that have served, men and women that have served in uniform, they come home from work, they don't have anywhere to stay at all. So one of the things that we have worked with, like I said, our public housing authorities, to set aside a certain amount of vouchers, which are permanent housing. It's not homeless shelters, that are really free resources for you guys if you sign on to the initiative to help house these veterans. Great thing about these vouchers is it gets homeless veterans in housing first, which we at HUD think is very important. And then once folks are housed, we have other resources to help them stay in their homes, such as employment training, child care services, transportation services, and we'll go over that, a lot of that list of resources later. This is a bunch of background information on homeless individuals in the state. I'll leave a copy of this with you. I'm not going to go over that today. One of the things I really want to focus on are the bottom 3 pillars here on this slide, which is the first thing that we've really solidified is providing housing opportunity and assistance to veteran families. The main 2 resources that we have in our HUD office are public housing authorities. I believe we have 180 something across the state of Kentucky, and our multifamily owners who are receiving Section 8 assistance from HUD. We've reached out to them to set aside a certain amount of units that they have in their private owned facilities for veteran families across the state. The second thing our second piece of this challenge that we've solidified are resources with the Supportive Services Veteran Families Program. They're the ones who have funding for case management, veterans who need case management services, employment services, child care, transportation to and from jobs, or even they can pay arrearages and rent if they're already in housing and they need to be caught up in rent. So they have funding for that too. The last part of this challenge that we solidified is resources from your own Kentucky Department of Veteran Affairs. We've been working very closely with Commissioner French Henry on providing certain resources to this initiative, and we'll go through that later in the presentation. The very biggest tool for this challenge are Hud Vash Vouchers, which is the partnership between HUD and VA. Right now, HUD has issued about 70,000 HUD Vash Vouchers across the state of, across the country. I believe 800 of those have come to the state of Kentucky. These are a great tool to house veterans immediately. The reason why they're great, because it comes with case management services through the VA. The bad thing about these vouchers is they're really only located in what I consider urban areas, such as Louisville and Lexington. I believe they have them in Covington as well, because there's an actual VA medical center there. You have to be eligible for VA medical services in order to get these vouchers. So you guys don't have any of these vouchers in this area. That's okay. That's okay. We've been working with housing authorities. The only big housing authority in this area is Henderson County, to set up a veteran preference in their housing program called Vet Vouchers. They're the exact same thing as HUD Vash Vouchers, they just don't come with the case management services. But the great thing is they do work in areas where there isn't a VA hospital. We've solidified a partnership with Kentucky Housing Corporation where they said they would dedicate about 100+ vouchers to house veterans. and working in partnership with those SFVF organizations, which I believe Volunteers of America is one that services this ad district, we can create such Vash-like vouchers so that folks will get the case management services if they need that or anything else needed to keep them in housing. Now, those 100-plus vouchers from Kentucky Housing Corporation are only available to those folks who do sign on to this challenge. And right now, I believe we only have 4 elected officials in this ad district that are signed on. And Kentucky Housing Corporation actually covers every county in this ad district except for Henderson County. But Henderson County, as I stated, has a housing authority that's run by Bobby Jarrett, I believe is the executive director of that. And she has already set up a veteran preference. She's been housing veterans for a while now. So we should be able to, we want to get everyone in Henderson County signed on to this challenge as well. This is just a map of KHC's. These are what's in blue are the areas that the Kentucky Housing Corporation covers. So the vouchers that they have set aside, the 100-plus vouchers, these are the areas where they will be able to go into. And again, like I said, it looks like everywhere is covered in this ad district except for Henderson County. The Supportive Service of the Veteran Families Program, like I said, the organization that covers this area is the Volunteers of America. They don't cover every county right now, but we're working with them to amend their grant because they do have additional funding to cover the other counties in this area so that they can, like I said, partner with Kentucky Housing Corporation to provide those supportive services to ensure that veterans are able to stay in their home. And these are the list of resources that the Volunteers of America can provide, which I think is just amazing. Next slide. So KDVA, our other big partner on this initiative, which is extremely important, they're committed. They have a counselor that covers your area, and I can get that information out to you, that they've committed to help every veteran that's helped through this initiative to ensure that they're receiving all the benefits that they're supposed to be receiving. My understanding when I first started this, that many veterans may not be aware of certain benefits that they're eligible for. But the Commissioner Finch Henry has guaranteed that her folks will definitely help them look that up to ensure that we're receiving everything. That's very important in terms of Kentucky Housing Corporation, because any additional benefits that they may be receiving can actually go to rent, which could actually provide more vouchers to this initiative if folks are paying additional funds towards rent. The other thing that's very important with that KDVA is doing, they have dedicated an attorney on their staff full-time to help any veteran that's helped with this initiative to upgrade their discharge status to a general discharge. I understand there's 3 different types of discharges. There's an honorable, general, and a dishonorable discharge. If any veteran has a dishonorable discharge, they can't really be helped through any of these tools through this initiative. But the new Secretary of the VA, Secretary Robert McDonald, I believe his name is, has made it easier for veterans to get their discharge status upgraded. And the Commissioner is definitely behind that, behind this initiative. And like I said, she has that person on staff full-time, and we can get you that information for that individual as well. And they actually also have a little bit of additional funding for supportive services. Just the funding that they have is nowhere near the amount that the Volunteers of America will have for you guys shortly here in a couple months. Last thing, we get the question all the time, how do we know if there are homeless vets in our area? Now, I'll be very honest with you. HUD does not have great data. We did pass out a map that's in front of you that's rainbow colored, I guess, across the state. In your area, it looks like there are about 12 veterans across several counties that were counted as homeless, or identified, themselves as homeless veterans. Let me tell you a caveat behind this map. The problem with it is this was done on January 14th, 2014, one night. We had volunteers go out and do what we call a point-in-time count. They count all homeless individuals across the state. So what that means is if we don't have enough volunteers in your area to go out and do a count, we aren't going to get reliable data. on this. And then my understanding is that some folks may not identify themselves as veterans, and some volunteers may not even know to ask the question. So we really have no idea. I know this data is wrong. I'm sure there are other homeless veterans around your area that really need to be assisted. And we have really guaranteed these resources, these vet vouchers that are free to you right now, and the supportive services, which are no cost to your additional budget. Well, we think we can definitely, after solidifying these partnerships, we really think we could end veteran homelessness by the end of the summer because of this. We just need you to sign on to the initiative